All right, so I figured this would be a good time for another one of these sort of analysis videos of just exactly what's going down within the progressive sort of YouTube sphere, as there seems to be a little bit of a shift going on here, so I thought that it would be significant to happen. So as you guys know, Jimmy Dore's channel was kind of falling off. The sub increases were a lot lower than the majority report. It basically got passed by the majority report, and the majority report basically just trounced him, and they really win in like a really high sub number, and they still hold a 20K lead right now. But Jimmy is certainly making a quite a bit of a comeback here. But before we get into that, I want to let you guys know that I am over on Patreon, patreon.com/theprogressivevoice. And what you can do over there is you can get access to a bunch of Patreon-only content, videos on Joe Biden, Neil deGrasse Tyson, the TYT RNC situation, and my thoughts on, Destiny and Kyle Kulinski and stuff like that. So if you want to go check that out to support, I'd really appreciate it. But you can gain, extra premium content over there if you become patron. Patreon.com/theprogressivevoice. That said, let's head over back onto the video. So, as you can see on the screen here, Jimmy Dore's having some really heavy increases. As you can tell, the subscription number for the past 30 days, 20,933 for the past 30 days. Now, what is the green arrow you see here? 50%. That right there means that, it has, it's increased by 50%. So it's doubled. So, he went from getting 10,000 last month now to 20,000. So it's a really, big increase. By the way, 7.65 million views is actually a lot for Jimmy Dore's channel. Jimmy Dore more ranges in between 4 to 6 million views per month. So a 7.6 million for Jimmy Dore is actually a high number for him. Now, for basically all of the other progressive shows, that's actually a really low number. And, while it would be all right, really 8 to 10 is where you would deem it to be, quote, good. So to be at 7.65 is not very good for most channels. But as you can see, it's a 30.7 increase, which is pretty significant. So when you scroll down here, there's something that will immediately catch your eye, which is going to be like, whoa, what exactly is going down here? So as you can see here, there's been a stretch where he's been gaining a ton of subscribers. He got, on Monday, he got 2,300. On Tuesday, he got 2,600. On Wednesday, he got 2,600. On Thursday, he got 2,900. On Friday, he got almost 1,200. On Saturday, almost got 1,000. So as you can see, multiple 4 days, with 3 of those being over 2,500, all of them being over 2,000, 3 of them being over 2,500, 1 of them being almost 3,000. And then multiple days with 1,000 plus in them. Those are significant numbers. Remember, the last time we did this, I believe we were looking at David Pakman's increase in subscribers, which is very rapid. These were those kind of David Pakman numbers that we were looking at. So these are very similar numbers that we're looking at. These are very eye-popping numbers. And they're, of course, very high. Now, you may be wondering, how is this happening? How is he gaining so many subscribers? Well, as you can see on screen here, here's a video titled, Tulsi shuts down MSNBC host mid-smear. This is 809,000 views on this video. So, what that means is the algorithm has recommended this video to a ton of people, and so it has 809,000 views. And so, a point I'm going to make throughout this video is to explain to you who exactly the algorithm likes and who the algorithm does not like. And also pointing out some ironies, right? What do we hear from people like Jimmy Dore and David Pakman all the time? Just whining about the algorithm and how it's working against them, while simultaneously they're gaining a ton of subscribers, especially in David Pakman's case. The algorithm loves David Pakman a lot, but he always whines about it. It doesn't make any sense. We'll get to that a bit later. But Jimmy Dore always talks about how YouTube is trying to silence him, yada, yada, yada. I'll get recommended Jimmy videos. I'm not even subscribed to his channel anymore. But if you can look at these numbers right here, 809K, and he's had these kinds of videos multiple times. For example, his Joe Rogan video that he did, where Joe Rogan called out Barry, in a roundabout way, kind of checked Barry Weiss, right? That video got 1.6 million. Do you think people clicked in their search bar to find that video? No, it's because it's getting recommended and in suggested boxes. So if the video like that goes crazy, it's because the algorithm is pushing the video. There's no other way they're going to find it. They're not clicking in the search. There's not like a million people clicking in a search box for that video. It's because the algorithm is pushing those videos. So it's ironic to me when he whines and moans. Same thing with David Pakman. Like, oh, YouTube's trying to censor me. YouTube's trying to silence me, while simultaneously having super massive growth like he is here. And as you can see, you see that the second news video, 272K views. To get 270, honestly, I don't even know how that has 272K views. A video with a title like that and a subject like that, and with that final word in there that you see on that video, I have no idea how the algorithm would be able to push that. He must be falling through the cracks or something. But, you know, Tulsi wins debate. CNN says she's lost. 211K. Tulsi destroys Kamala, and Kamala brings Russia. 279K. So if you're wondering where the huge increase in subs are coming from, it is from that Tulsi video. Okay, that is where the huge sub growth is, as well as other videos too. The other videos, like I said, are gaining a lot of views as well. So, you're in turn going to get a lot of subs from those high view videos. So these are some really, really huge numbers. Okay, now if you can see down here, he kind of fell off a little bit. He's getting like 8+ million a month, and then he went down to 6, and he was kind of in the 6 zone. And if we look down here on monthly subs, he kind of fell off a cliff. He was going ham for a while. He hit 36K, which is insane. Another 30K, which is insane. Another almost 30K, which is insane. Then he fell off heavily. 14.79, 14.56, 10.87, which are all good numbers to be fair. But the reason why I look at them as like kind of smaller is simply because we're looking at these numbers in relativity to the majority report numbers, because they were simultaneously growing much faster. And so basically what that means is it made it look smaller, but it really isn't that small, to be honest with you. Now, the thing here is Sam Cedar's channel is also loved by the algorithm. 10.4 million views for the last 30 days. Very good number for sure. But what's crazy is the 27.8K subscriber increase. So he's got a lot of consistent subscriber growth for the past 3 to 5 months. I mean, really, they've been on a roll ever since Mike Cernovich, the whole Mike Cernovich situation. That really changed their trajectory, because they were really slow before that. They're really slow growing. But ever since then, everything really changed for them, and their fortune really flipped. But as you can see, multiple 1,000 plus days, I can see 7 of them on screen, and 3 of them were near 1,000. So you just see a lot of growth here, and just really consistent, a lot of views, And if you can look here at the trends, you actually see that 11.85, 8.41, 11.82, 10.92, 10. These are all consistent, insane growth numbers. And for Pete's sake, look at these sub increases. 34.25, 20, it's 28, 33.5, 26.8, 27.8, which is basically 28. These are insane growth numbers, right? Jimmy was, pulling 15 or 10 a month, so it looked like a lot less than what he was getting. But that's the reason why the majority report is staying ahead. Now they've got a 20,000 subscriber lead right now. They're at 624K, while Jimmy Dore's at 604K. So it's still a surmountable lead, and the truth is that if Jimmy Dore is going to be able to, sort of gain any ground, he's obviously going to have to gain more than the majority report gains in a month. So it's going to be a bit tough to gain 28K. But make no mistake about it, the algorithm is a big fan of the majority report. Now, is the Jimmy Dore Show going to be able to catch the majority report in subscribers? I'm a bit skeptical. However, it's certainly possible, and I would not rule it out. And in fact, I feel like the natural ways is probably going to happen. Now, if you move over to David Pakman's channel, more very, very consistent growth. This is the guy who's done the most whining about the algorithm as of late, by the way. He makes video after video just using the victim complex. Oh, making random, YouTube is unsubscribing people with no evidence. A lot of random stuff, okay? So he's got 10.7 million views, another great month view-wise. 28,000 subscribers of the last 30 days. Incredible growth, insane growth. So as you can see, obviously around 400K, some days 728K. These are really big numbers. You see multiple 1,000 numbers, and if you pull it up, the detail statistics, you see a lot of 1K days, man. Some 2K days, 1K days here. So his channel is doing great. Okay, David Pakman's channel is doing a really, really great job, as you guys can see. And look at this is just insane, folks. If I showed you this, and the person that you're seeing, where you found out that you saw this sub growth, right? And you then afterwards found out that this guy's been making not video after video nonstop whining about the algorithm and people supposedly being unsubscribed from your channel with no evidence. Like, really, dude, the algorithm doesn't like your channel. The algorithm pushes the hell out of your videos, David. David, the algorithm loves your channel. You don't use any bad words, and so it works really well. I think he has an old channel, so it has that benefit as well. He's got videos with like 9-10 million views, and his Trump videos all do really, really well, no matter really what it's talking about with Donald Trump. As long as it has Donald Trump in the title, it's doing really well. But seriously, guys, I mean, 24.8K, 35K, you know what I'm saying? And, he's on pace for like another 30K month. I mean, these are insane growth numbers. So the point I'm trying to make to David is the algorithm does not dislike your channel, okay? It does not. In fact, it loves your channel to death. That's why you're getting these insane sub increases. If YouTube was either unsubscribing your videos or the algorithm was biased against you, you wouldn't see these kinds of numbers. Now, someone who is getting a bit washed from the algorithm is Kyle Kulinski of Secular Talk. Now, this may be a mixture of his YouTube channel name as well as he does curse whenever he wants, so that definitely puts him at a negative for sure, because that definitely doesn't work well with the algorithm. But as you can see, he's at 711K, by the way. David is at a total of 716. So it's still close. It's a 5K gap. So Kyle's keeping it close. But I don't know how long that's going to last. But as you can see, consistently, Kyle somehow manages to get more views. And by the way, a margin of like 2+ million views is a big margin, okay, in this frame. You know what I'm saying? So a difference, last month he had an insane like 14 million month or something like that. He always gets multiple million more views, but somehow gets thousands less subscribers. How is that possible? So it's clear to me that the algorithm does not like this man's channel. As you see, he's got 12.2K subscribers in the past 30 days, while he has 12.2 million views. It's really remarkable to me. It's also pretty impressive how many views per video he's actually able to get. He pulls anywhere between like 50 to like 200K per news video, which is very impressive. And as you can see, between like 400, 700K view days, hundreds of subs. The thing is, the sub increases are nothing compared to the other channels. In fact, I'm surprised he's even gaining 12K at this point, because for a while it really was going pretty darn slow, a lot slower than that. But as you can see here, man, it's like the monthly views are ridiculously high, okay? 14, 11.2, 13.3, like these are big numbers. And, while the sub growth is going up, it doesn't seem to match the other channels. So, the Majority Report, for example, with 10 million, they got 28,000. That's literally more than double the subscribers with less views. Kyle got 12.2. That's about a 2 million-ish difference, okay? Close to a 2 million difference, like a 1.8 million difference. But somehow, he's getting like less than half, significantly less than half, by the way, subscribers in the month. So when you look at a channel that is not liked by the algorithm, you can look at Kyle Kulinski's show, or you can look at the Humanist Report, for example. And it's odd because I felt like the algorithm kind of helped him out in the beginning, but I think the algorithm really turned on the Humanist Report as well. But the message I'm trying to send here is David Pakman, Jimmy Dore, and Sam Seder all have a lot of love from the algorithm. The channels that really have the bad end of the sticks, and by the way, Rational National does too, but the people with the bad end of the stick are Secular Talk and the Humanist Report, because YouTube doesn't really push many of their videos, and so they kind of really have to like fiend hard to be able to really get out there, and that's evidenced by the ridiculous ratio of like how it's possible to get more views but far, far less subscribers. We're talking like a increase of like 2-3 million, sometimes 4 million views, sometimes even 5 to 6, but he's getting less subscribers. How on God's green earth is that possible? Anyways, let me know your thoughts on this down below. Very, very curious to hear them.